Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone out there. This is Action Coach Christian Harbeck. And next to me, I've got Raymond Fuller from RevPrint. And thank you for coming to this interview. It is much appreciated. I value your time and energy that you're spending on this. And let's get straight to the point. Please tell everybody about your business.
Well, first off, Christian, thanks a lot for your efforts, and thank you for inviting me to this platform. I really appreciate it. It's a great thing you're doing. Yeah, RevPrint's a pretty versatile printing business with a background in litho printing. But now over the years, we've become very strong in digital printing, which has changed the shape of our business quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. And how long have you been in business now?
Well, we started our business over 20 years ago now. And as I say, we started in litho, but then over time we've transitioned to basically digital printing now.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. So obviously, I mean, because the digital age is moving forward and fast at the moment. So I suppose at the moment business cards might not be the ideal. Is there anything that you have changed in your business at the moment? And obviously, COVID is around, it is here. How has it impacted you?
It's impacted our clients, so it's impacted us. And when we came back after lockdown, well, if I just rewind, in fact, during lockdown, I was just surprised that a lot of people just switched their PCs off and went home. So we created a home office, and we so that we were available to quote, and we did one or two jobs for essential services, but essentially our clients just went away for a while, and when we came back, a lot of them hadn't come back, so we had to change, because like you say, people are not wanting to take business cards even, but there's essential tools they need to do business, and that's what we're focusing on. So that's essentially what we've been focusing on, more what we can do rather than what we can't do.
So give me an example of the things that are working for you at the moment.
Aren't working.
That are working.
Yes. Well, the most important thing we felt was to have a positive response to this whole situation. And the very first thing we did when we came back, obviously there were not a lot of clients out. We have a lot of walk-in trade. There were not a lot of clients out there. So we made a point of phoning our clients, not to sell, just to say, hi, how are you? Full stop. And that had very interesting responses from our client, and I think that little investment is coming back now. So that was the very first thing we did, and then also engage with all the clients that did make contact, and always asking how they are and what we can do to help them at this time. That's sort of been our focus.
Yeah. That's very, very admirable, especially, a lot of people are going through a lot of stress at the moment. And I think just opening a conversation and just asking how things are going and how you or we can help each other, do business with each other. I think it's so important that the network that we have, and I actually call it, well, that's my philosophy. Your current client base is actually your current bank account. So how you deal with your clients at the moment and how you communicate with them and keeping them on board and advising them what is going on in your business and asking the right questions, they will stick around, and that will be your bank account. So yeah, it's very good what you've done. Have you had anything like a strategy session, a pivot session with anyone that you sat around the table, brainstormed? Anything about that?
Not formally, but the strange thing is this basically been a family business. My kids don't work here anymore. They've moved on in that. But we talk business all the time. My wife's my business partner. So every meal's a strategy session. And so it's never very far from our minds.
Yeah.
But also there is the BNI network where we exchange ideas of what's working, what's not, you know, so that's been good too.
Yeah. So who would you dedicate or designate as being your ideal client base? Who would be your ideal target audience?
Well, the top of our list is always training companies and trainers. And unfortunately, training's been pretty much shut down, although there is some going on. So the pressure's been on them. But then we also do a lot of work with the trades, construction and building, because we do building plans. And we do invoice books for tradesmen and things like that. So that they still need those tools. And the moment the construction was released, then we've started to pick up because there are projects that have to go ahead. So those are the main clients. And then obviously we do deal with businesses in general with brochures and cards, but those are the two, training and the trades.
Okay, all right. So it's been said, smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what mistakes did you make along the way, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, the key mistake was to think business as usual. I naively went home, all ready to get quotes ready and get the pipeline ready for when we got back. Did I anticipate that people out there weren't going to even switch on their PCs? No. Came back to work and also thought, okay, well, but it's not business as usual. So the only thing I'm certain of, and that was a mistake I didn't make early enough, is that you have to do something. You have to change. So that's the key thing I would pass on to anyone. And the sooner the better. You know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I remember when lockdown started, it almost felt like a lot of people went on holiday, which was so strange. And I remember when I tried to reach out to companies, obviously, I mean, everybody was still in quite a shock, in a state of shock. But that so many were just, you know, I suppose sitting back, taking it quite easy. Yeah, and I think the holiday is over now, and I think we need to get back, you know, into our boots, strap our shoelaces, and really, really grind out there and move forward. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely very interesting. So, you know what? I would love that would be a time machine somewhere. So if you could turn back the clock by 12 months, what would you do different?
You mean besides order more wine and...
Definitely.
Okay, besides that, I won't get caught out like that again. But besides that, you know, there's always these things in your business that you say, you know, around to it, I'm going to get around to it, and I'm going to get around to it. And the one thing I would have done is I've had this intention of going online more and doing more online. But our company is primarily based around personal service, you know, and in that sense, we're a little bit traditional, but it doesn't mean you can't go online. So definitely I would have, the meeting I had this morning with my website developer, I should have had 2 months, 3 months ago.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if I could turn back the clock, I would say, okay, be more prepared. Definitely have, and we call it a GTS fund, which is a get to shit fund, and it's something to have that. And I mean, I'm using a swear word here, but yeah, it's something one should have had or should have done or prepared well or better before. And it is a black swan event, which is very strange. But you know what? Lessons are supposedly learned through these, even though that it's a really big and painful one for a lot of business owners. Yeah. So yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from, but I like what you said. You should have bought some more wine. Very interesting. Super. So, yeah, second last question. I've got all your details, your website address, your email address, where people can reach out to you and ask you questions. Are there any specials that you're running at the moment the audience should know about?
And the key thing that we've been doing lately is helping various businesses that are getting going again. And it's quite a painful process. We are dealing with restaurants who need disposable menus now, or else sanitizable menus. We've got companies that need signage, and they honestly, there's a lot of headless chicken out there, and we're helping them to take the pain out of that. So we've got a whole array of items that we can help people get COVID ready and get their business looking, not only satisfying the legal things, but actually looking professional while doing it. And so that's a key thing that we are offering at the moment.
It makes a lot of sense, yeah. Especially that you're saying now disposable menus, because I suppose if you can't sanitize it or you damage it through the chemicals that you're sanitizing it, so that's actually a very clever idea. Okay, so I suppose restaurateurs out there, please reach out to RevPrint. Last question is, what is for you the most inspiring thing, not really today, but in general? What is that?
You know, I think a lot of us entrepreneurs have had a forced break now, and it really has forced us to reevaluate what's important. I run a lot, so that's important to me. So when I got to running little 40-meter laps around my house, I realized how important that was, you know. So it really brought into focus values and getting focused on things. So, and I got to realize there's so much to be grateful for. So much, you know, we can focus on the oh my God, why is this happening to me? But so much to be grateful for. And I think the key inspiration for me, I'm not sure where it came from the other day, but is that hope is greater or is stronger than fear. And so that really has been a bit of a mantra for me to just keep my head down, you know, and keep going.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, well done. Thanks for sharing that. I think it's really valuable what you've shared here. And yeah, please, anyone out there, please reach out to Raymond and from RevPrint. Details are below. If you need any printing help, any ideas, anything where you're stuck at, please do reach out. We need to support each other. Local is lekker. Raymond, thank you so much for your time and energy. It's really appreciated.
Awesome, and just well done on this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you.